Good morning, dear students of class 8, and today we are going to discuss about the portion of army. Actually, last video we have discussed about the administration under the British, and from that we have discussed the civil services part. From today we are going to discuss the army. Yes, so last video we have discussed about the civil services. Now today I am going to discuss with this part. This is army. So administrative reforms were introduced in the society with many already in existence and many developing new thoughts and ideas. But the military strength still was the deciding factor of determining someone's authority. So we know that army is one of the group who actually work for us, work in the border area, okay, and work for the save our country. So this is the military strength. Okay, so it still was the deciding factor that determining someone's authority. So someone given them authority and then they can use their power, their authority. Cavalry or foot soldiers. So cavalry meaning the foot soldiers. Though in previous time, the king have so many types of soldier. Okay, elephantry soldiers, horse soldiers, and this is the cavalry. The what is the meaning of cavalry? It's meaning the foot soldiers. Constituted the main part of the Mughal army, and not much importance was given to maintenance of trained infantry. Okay, so actually that time whatever forces, whatever army they have used, it was the trained. Okay, change in this system occurred when Awadh and Banaras started recruiting and training peasants for their armies. Okay, so what happened that time? That time those who were belongs from the Awadh and Benares. Okay, so they started recruiting. Recruiting means they started to take the people for their army. Okay, so joining you can say. Recruiting for means they're joining and given them training. Okay, so training present. So those who were work in the field for agricultural purpose, they are known as peasants. So they given the training to the peasants for their armies around 18th century. This method was taken up by the East India Company and it started recruiting Indian for its own army. So after given the training to that peasants, then they were recruited or they are actually they were joining for the Indian army. Indian soldiers in British army were called sepoys. So they were called as sepoys. The word sepoy comes from the Hindi word sipahi. Okay, so from sepoy this word come from where? It's come from the Hindi word sipahi. Sepoys were mainly recruited from areas that are presently part of Uttar Pradesh, Bihar and Jharkhand. So from these states actually the armies or sepoys they were recruited. Okay, so from where? Uttar Pradesh, Bihar and Jharkhand. The British army was disciplined and well trained. So this is the main thing of the armies, that they were well trained and as well as they were disciplined. The technology of warfare saw upgrade around 1820s when British was fighting in Egypt, Afghanistan and Burma. Okay, so what is the meaning of warfare? The meaning of warfare is military operations between the enemies. So the technology of warfare, so whatever their means operations for the means fight against the enemies, that strategy they saw upgrade around 1820s when British was fighting in Egypt, Afghanistan and Burma, where muskets and matchlocks were being used. Okay, so what are they used? They used muskets and matchlocks. Now what is the meaning of matchlocks? Matchlocks meaning, go to your last page, you can see the meaning of matchlocks. Okay, in your book page actually the last page the matchlock meaning is given, and the matchlock meaning is this type of gun is known as matchlocks. Okay, now the meaning of matchlock is guns with a lock. Guns with a lock. This is the lock. Okay, so guns with a lock which a piece of wick or cord is placed for igniting the powder. Okay, so you can see here this is the picture of matchlocks. Okay, see this is the picture of the gun and this is the trigger. This is the burning wick. Okay, see this is the burning wick, this portion. Flash pan remains covered. This is the flash pan. This one is the flash pan which is covered by this lock. Okay, covered a flash pan moves to uncover pan. Now this is uncovered. Powder is flash pan ignited. Okay, so here this is the fire actually, it's coming. Wick lowered into flash pan. So this is the trigger pulled back. Okay, so this is the trigger, and when we start for the shooting, then the trigger is pulled back. Okay, then it can be shot. Now, so British was fighting in Egypt, Afghanistan and Burma, where muskets and matchlocks were being used. The importance of infantry regiment rose, and it was trained with the required latest military requirements. In the 19th century, the soldiers were introduced to European style training and discipline. Now, whatever army they have made, okay, and they given the training, so that actually in 19th century they were introduced with the European style and training and discipline. Okay, so this created problem as caste-based feelings of the community was ignored in the attempt to have well. Now, what problem has created? Now, one problem and big problem it was created because it was actually for the caste-based problem created here. Now, the sepoys carried muskets and matchlocks and were given a good salary. The British needed a large standing army to carry out conquest, wars and annexation, protect the British territories from enemies and suppress revolts and rebelling. So for these, actually, the British needed a large standing army to why? I mean, what purpose? Actually, its purpose is carry out conquest. That means carry out means you can say the perform. Okay, and conquest means maybe the victory or maybe the you can say the defeated. Okay, so they perform for their victory or for their defeat. Okay, and wars and annexation protect the British territories from enemies, and they have to protect their territories, their area from their enemies. Suppress revolts and rebellions. Now, what is the meaning of suppress? It means the set down. So they set down their revolts and revolution. See, this gun's actually full name is the matchlock musket. Okay. Now, the people from all castes and religions joined the army because it was prestigious to be a sepoy. They were loyal to the British, but in 1857, there was an uprising called the Sepoy Mutiny. So, in the year of 1857, the one revolt or one war was started, and it was known as Sepoy Mutiny, in which the Sepoys revolted against the British because the British had hurt their religious feeling. Okay, so for that reason, they were started one war, arranged the war against the Britishers. Okay, next point is police. The police force was needed to maintain law and order. Yes, we also know that police, they maintain the law and order system in our country. Lord Cornwallis created a permanent police force in India. So Lord Cornwallis, he had made or he created one permanent police force for India, or each district was divided into thanas. We have also know that in our locality have also thana, which were looked after by police personnel called daroga. So which police actually personally looked after that thana, he is known as daroga. Towns and villages had kotwals and chowkidars. Later, a special post called a district superintendent of police. So that means DSP in short. Okay, was created who look after the whole district. So who is the DSP or district superintendent of police? Actually, he look after the total as a whole district. The British were very clever and did not employ Indians for higher post in the army or the police force. So those were the Britishers. Actually, Britishers, they didn't they didn't joining. Okay, given they didn't employ Indians for higher post. That means for higher post they didn't give any Indian people. Okay. The police force was efficient and successfully reduced minor crimes, but it was oppressive and insensitive towards the common people. Now our this police part also complete, then come the judiciary part, and this is the very important part, judiciary. The British streamlined the administration to manage our country. So what is the meaning of streamline? It meaning that you can say the design. So the Britishers designed their administration in how they manage our country. Earlier, Indians follow traditions and customs instead of fixed laws to deal with different types of civil or criminal cases. Okay, so the Indians actually followed their tradition and customs, and instead of fixed law to deal with different types of civil, actually they fixed their laws and order different types of civil or criminal for the different type of civil and criminal cases. In the beginning, the British had British law only for Europeans. So in the beginning, the British had they followed the British law for only for the Europeans. But by the Regulation Act, the Bengal Regulation Act 1793, the judicial system was based on written law and proper streamline, that means in proper design regulations. It was maintained in properly. In this way, some Indian traditions found space in law book and some were disregarded completely. This step made law uniform and therefore easier to enforce. Now, Warren Hastings and Lord Cornwallis were the main architect. Okay, so Warren Hastings and Lord Cornwallis were the main architects of the judicial system. That means they both mainly they given the one structure of the judicial system. They set up civil courts, that means it is Diwani Adalat, and criminal courts, it is Fauzdari Adalat at the district level. So this is the Hindi name of the civil court. Civil court is known as Diwani Adalat and the criminal court is known as Fauzdari Adalat at the district level. In 1833, Indian laws were codified with the help of Law Commission. Okay, so when it was worked at in 1833, Indian laws were codified with the help of Law Commission. Now, what is the meaning of codified? Codified meanings arranged into systematic code. Okay, so it was arranged in a systematic code actually. A collector was assigned to district to collect revenues. Okay, so a collector is appointed for why? Because he collect the revenues, taxes and maintain law and order with the support of police and judges. So what is the work of a collector? This is the work of a collector. The office of the collector, known as collectorate, became a center for power in district. Now the European district collects interpreted the laws with the help of Hindus and Maulavis. The criminal courts functioned under the muftis and qazis, but only when supervised by the collectors. This meant equality before law for one and all. Okay, so actually in our judicial system, one sentence is very much important, that means the mental equality before law for one and all. That means the law is equal for all person, all the people. Okay, in your book here is one, do you know, it's very important that a new Supreme Court was established and Sadar Nijamat Adalat was set up at Calcutta under the Regulating Act 1773. So in 1773, one Supreme Court was established and Sadar Nijamat Adalat was set up where? In Calcutta. Okay, now by 1857, the East India Company, which came to India for trade, took direct control over about 63% in the territory and 78% of the population of the Indian subcontinent. Thus, the East India Company was transformed from a trading company to a territorial colonial power. So, after the 1857, East India Company was transformed for a trading company, okay, and to a territorial colonial power. So, it was transformed in a trading company to a territorial colonial power. The invention of steam technology in the 19th century, steam technology, steam technology in 19th century further helped the East India Company to establish its rule. Earlier, it took around 8 months to travel to India, which was reduced to 3 weeks by the steam ship, allowing Britishers to easily reach to India. Okay, so they made steam ship, okay, and from that actually they were traveled. So after around 8 months to travel to India, which was reduced to 3 weeks by the steamship. So actually it was taken 3 weeks from the steamships, actually allowing Britishers to easily reach to India. So as they were used the stream ships, so from that actually for that reason the time was taken very few, okay, where it was reduced. Combined with its indirect influence on the remaining territory and population of the country of East India Company had virtually the whole of India under its control. Okay, students, so today we have completed our chapter, and in means the below actually you have some exercise part, so you will do in your home. Okay, so till thank you.